She says a happy birthday to you, Dad. All right, so now time for today's agenda here on the Super Morning Show, brought to us by Societe Generale SG Ghana. The future is you. But you know it's uncertain out there. Yes, we know, but you are bold to start, and we acknowledge that takes courage and determination. So grow your startup business with Absa Startup Banking. Yes, that's right. Your startup business can enjoy a cool head start during these COVID-19 times with support and exciting freebies from Absa. Enjoy free banking services, market access, mentorship, and a whole lot more. Let Absa fuel your ambition to get things done. Open your free Absa startup account now. That's Africanacity. And that's Absa. Call 0302 429150 for inquiries. Terms and conditions apply. Though times will change, what matters will never. And Old Mutual has been that consistent partner for our cherished customers for 175 years of our existence. Now, the world is changing every day. The way we communicate has changed, but what we feel hasn't. The way we invest has changed, but why we invest hasn't. And the way we learn has changed, but the reason why we learn hasn't. In 175 years, through every generation, we've learned that times change, but what matters never will. Old Mutual Ghana is a leader in pensions and insurance in Ghana, with group and personal pensions and low premium life insurance policies to help you achieve your financial goals. Visit any of our branches or call or WhatsApp us on 0501 533 745 or 0242 077 10045 to start a relationship now. Old Mutual, do great things every day. But it's time to bring some life to your home, and that's why Edric Limited, distributors of Whirlpool Appliance, is back again with another way to make your life easier and more comfortable. Enjoy the best hire purchase scheme anyone could offer. It's the best deal for salaried workers, businesses, and individuals. Now, this is how it works. Just buy any appliance ranging from Edric Limited, be it split hair conditioners, fridges, freezers, cookers, microwaves, ovens, washing machines, and more, and pay within 3 to 12 months with no interest at all. Yes, you heard right. Absolutely no interest at all. So for further inquiries, call us on 0302 778126 or 0243 690034. Edric Whirlpool Home Appliance, no size. Kindly note, terms and conditions apply. Alright, so it's now time to hand over the show to you. Yesterday you got in touch with us and asked us to bring back the conversation on bank fraud and even add mobile money fraud to it. Because head of the Financial Stability Department of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Joseph Franz, is here with us. So today my job is very simple, to hand over the show to you. As you ask all the questions, as we activate the phone lines on 0302 216 541 and 0244 340 437. Well, let me say good morning to you, Dr. Joseph Franz. Thank you very much for joining us.
Well, good morning, Winston, and good morning to your listeners.
I believe you're doing very well.
I'm great.
Good. So let's get our listeners, to ask the questions. There's been lots of concerns since yesterday's program, and so we're just asking them to give us a call, and you get to do the answers. We write all the questions. So, folks, the phone lines have been activated on 0302 216 541 and then 0244 340 437. 0302 216 541 0244 340 437. And you can also join us on Twitter using the hashtag JoySMS. I would like to know your questions that you have, and we'll put those questions to the head of the Financial Stability Department of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Joseph Franz, who's here with us. But you know what? Is Melcom Market Day Wednesday. Now, on the first and third Wednesday of every month, Super Saver card holders will get 5% discount on purchases worth 150 cedis and above, and purchases worth 250 and above will get 10% discount. Terms and conditions apply. Melcom, where Ghana shops. Let's get on to the phone line. Abna from Adenta. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Abna. Go ahead.
Yes. I want to find out about something that the Bank of Ghana that I'm hoping Bank of Ghana man will be able to help me with. I mistakenly sent mobile money to someone. It was a different number. I had it wrong. And then immediately, just within that same moment, I called MTN to complain that this is what has happened. So they checked their system and they said that, yes, I've transferred that much money to this number, which is wrong. So instead of them to reverse it, they couldn't, because they said I think the person had a negative balance, and it's as part of my money. They couldn't, and they said they have to report it further, and it should take 5 to 15 days. I said, but what if the person takes the rest of the money from his account? What happens? They said there's nothing they can do, and I was a bit surprised, because it's serious when you've seen that, yes, this transaction has been done wrongly, and then the communication company is not able to help out in any way. So I had to wait for 5 to 15 days, by which time I'm sure the person would have withdrew the money out of the account. They can't even hold the account. All you have to do is just wait and pray and see if you'll be successful with the reversal or not. And I think that is really, really bad. Something has to be done to protect consumers. Something really has to be done.
Now, when did you make the complaint?
That was just yesterday.
Okay, Abna. Thank you very much. We'll get Dr. Joseph Franz to address your concerns for you. Obusumuru is in Domabeng. Good morning, Obusumuru.
Yeah, good morning. Babos, how are you?
Charlie, I'm fantastic. How about you?
I'm very fine.
Great. Go ahead then.
God bless you so much.
Amen.
I want to ask the Bank of Ghana man, how come a lot of financial institutions are operating on fake licenses and they are not aware? And these financial institutions are in this country. It's not like they cannot be seen, or they are in the country. Even if they are in villages, they operate, and people save their money. At the end of the day, they found one thing. So how come people operate on fake licenses and Bank of Ghana is not aware? And two, what are some of the the financial institutions that were broke down? Or what are some of the, because I saved my money with one of these banks, First Bank, and when they said we should go and do the validation, Bank of Ghana said that facility or that product was not part of their requirement. So my money was just gone like that. So you should clarify that issue. God bless you so much.
All right, thank you very much, Obusumu, for joining us. We'll get Dr. Joseph Franz to address all those questions, but you can also join us on 0302-216-541. Bishop, good morning.
Good morning, Boston.
Yes, Bishop.
How are you?
I am fine. How about you?
Oh, fine. Yesterday I was happy the Bank of Ghana man gave us a lot of education on some of these security checks on the workers who are supposed to work in banks. My issue here is, how come that all these people are supposed to be people level-headed and are supposed to work with funds, and still the fraud is going on in our banks? I just want to talk about this. You see, our little brothers and sisters, they are the people who suffer much. They suffer much at the villages. They trust banks and they go and deposit their monies, and you came to know that people in the banks will record that they deposit the money in their account. A year later, this will go with the help of these bankers who say that type of saving will yield them a lot of loss. They'll go and they'll say there's nothing in their account.
Okay. Thank you very much, Bishop. We'll get the question addressed. Isaac is in Community 25. Good morning, Isaac.
Yeah, good morning, Winston.
Yes, Isaac. Share with us your concerns.
Winston, I get sad when I hear information like people have been paid, 95% of people have been paid, and it baffles my imagination, because I have investment in one of these banks, and so now the bank has been collapsed, but so now nothing has been paid to me. I know that I'm not the only person. I have a senior colleague, a senior brother who also have the same problem. He's not been paid. So who have these monies been paid to? We want to hear from government, the people these monies have been paid to.
All right. Thank you very much, Isaac. Let me just pick the final caller for this particular batch of callers. Frank is in Kumasi. Good morning, Frank.
Yeah, morning. How are you?
I am fine, Frank. How about you?
Doing great.
Great. Go ahead.
Yeah. Please, I have my money locked at First Allied for almost about 2 years now. And the receiver, on and off, you call their office, they will tell you that your money has been validated, but they don't know yet what the date that they're going to pay us. It's a very challenge that you are going through. You are going through a tough time for almost about 2 years now. You know, they're not working. Some of me like this, I had all my money locked down at the place. I'm not working for almost 2 years now. What are they doing?
Okay. Thank you very much, Frank from Kumasi. So we pick 5 callers, and then we get Dr. Franz to address the questions, and then we will come back. But let me just pick the final one. Michael in Kotobabi. Michael, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Michael, kindly position yourself properly and talk to us.
Okay, please, can you hear me?
I think it's better now, Michael. Go ahead.
Very good. I want to ask, you see, some of these banks, I don't know if you save there and it's a account.
Oh, Michael, your line is still bad. Kindly reposition yourself. Would love to listen to you. Kindly reposition yourself.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I think it's better now.
Okay. And then before you, maybe when you travel, when you come, they tell you your money is finished, they've been deducting whatever, and then you get any money in your account. Myself, these banks, all of them.
No, Michael. I think you would have to call us back. I think you should call us back. Sorry about that, but your line is not very clear. So let's get to Dr. Franz, who's head of Financial Stability Department at the Bank of Ghana. So Abena from Adenta says she mistakenly sent Momo to someone called MTN quickly to complain, but they couldn't, reverse the transaction. They said she should wait for 5 to 15 days, also because the person was owing, and once the money got in there, it was used to clear the debt. And she's asking, what can be done for her?
Well, thank you, Winston. Abna, I think that when this happens, all that the telco companies will do is to block the account and investigate and reverse. That's why they need time to do that. So I believe if she talked to the right person, it will explain to her that the account will be blocked and it will be reversed. Alternatively, I put out our numbers. She can formally also send it to us so that we can facilitate that.
Yeah, but in this case where the person actually owed, and so the money is due, as in quick loan or whatever is due, and so you pay, and the mobile money operator quickly deducts that money. Assuming the person goes off mobile money, what happens?
No, if there is evidence that Abnas really sent money, then that money will be blocked. That money will not be set off against money that is owed by the owner of that number. So I guess that they will block it and investigate. That is why they need time to do that, and that is why they told Abna to wait for a while.
Okay.
I believe that if Abna is not convinced, Abna can send a formal complaint to us, and we will also assist in the investigation.
Great. Then Obusumori wants to find out that how come a lot of financial institutions, we have a lot of financial institutions operating on fake licenses?
Well, I don't know of any financial institution for now that is operating on fake license. If Musguru knows of one, he can send information to us.
He also complains that he has his money at First Bank. He's gone through validation, but he's told that that particular kind of investment is not part of those that are being paid by the Bank of Ghana or by the receiver.
It says First Bank.
Yes, First Bank.
Well,
that's a fund management institution.
Then that is Securities and Exchange Commission.
Yes,
so we should direct it to the Securities and Exchange Commission.
Great. Bishop wants to find out, how come these level-headed persons who are expected to be men of integrity working in our banks engaging in fraud?
Well, Bishop, that's why we said that before institutions get to employ people, they go through all the security checks. They go through all protocols to assess the people that they are employing. They do this, but once in a while you can get 1 or 2 people passing through. And so we expect staff to be level-headed, but we also expect consumers to also follow all the security protocols and the controls. Once controls are weak, or once you don't observe the controls, then you also give yourself out to either be defrauded or for something to happen.
Now, these persons who've been, who've engaged in fraud, what's happened to them? Are they being prosecuted?
Sure. The laws are that, or the guidelines are that once somebody, engages in fraud, the first thing is to hand the person over to the security agencies for the law to take its course. And you also, after investigations, you go through due process, dismiss the person, report the person to the Bank of Ghana, like I said yesterday, for the person's records to also be captured in the database so that we don't get to recycle such people.
And so,
them again.
Do you know the number of people who are facing prosecutions as a result of the engagement in bank-related fraud?
Well, I don't know off my head. I can't.
You can't, but maybe you can find that out later for us. Anyway, but Isaac from Community 25 says, so there's always the stock of people who have been paid. 95% of customers whose monies have been locked in the banks have been paid. And he's asking, where are the people? Because he hasn't been paid.
Fortunately, Isaac mentioned the government and receiver. Technically, when this thing moves off the Bank of Ghana, the receiver, another institution handles it. As we speak now, if institutions' licenses have been revoked, and that process has started, and when we had the Ghana Deposit Protection, that would have taken over. But the receiver is taking over, and government pays. So I think the receiver will be the best person to answer some of these questions. I know the receiver has put out there that 95% have been paid. I don't think that the receiver will just come out and say that, but the receiver will be the best person to answer some of such questions.
Well, Frank also has a similar question. He talks about the fact that, his money is locked up at First Allied for the past 2 years. He's also not received his money.
Again, is the receiver. But if all of them think that they have genuine concerns and they want the Bank of Ghana to facilitate, we are there for the consumers. They can also complain to us, and we'll facilitate that process. We can send them to the receiver and find out.
Dr. Franz, I mean, this wouldn't be the first. I'm sure you might have heard lots of the complaints, people, raising concerns about how they've not been paid, and they've been waiting for their monies for a very long time now. You're waiting for the formal complaints? I mean, haven't there been any formal complaints to you?
Like I told you, the structures are there, and once the license is revoked, we go through a process. It moves out of the domain of the Bank of Ghana. The receiver takes over, even though it reports to the Bank of Ghana as to how it's going about. And government pays if there is no facility like the deposit protection or deposit insurance. And so funds will come from government to get these people paid. And so, yes, between the receiver and government, we only get to facilitate the process by knowing what is going on.
Great. So we'll be activating the phone line shortly. Actually, this is just the first batch of calls. We'll keep picking calls. We'll pick 5 calls, at a go, and then we get Dr. Franz to address the concerns or questions. Dr. Franz is the head of the Financial Stability Department of the Bank of Ghana. Now, Michael from Kotobi was talking about deductions. You travel, you come back, and there's been so much deduction, sometimes you come and meet nothing in your account.
Well, it's an engagement between a customer and a bank where deductions are more than he expects. Again, it's our department that will look at it and find out why deductions are being made unfairly from his account. So Michael should make a formal complaint to us, and we'll handle it. We'll take it from there.
Okay. So before we get back onto the phone lines, Lucas Sergio says, the cashier, who was a lady, gave me counterfeit in 10 CD bills. I did not count at the counter too, and what I realized was that even if I had counted at the counter at the time, I would not be able to detect the counterfeits because it was prepared well. This happened to me around 5:30 when banking hours are over, and I was among the few people left in the banking hall before the doors were closed. Said he was giving counterfeit notes. How is that possible?
Well, I don't know how that happened because all banks are supposed to have counterfeit detectors. So if the money was counted, through the counterfeit detector, or the counting machine has a counterfeit detector, then that shouldn't happen.
Okay.
There are things that we check when we go on site as part of our examination, and so maybe if she was in the room, and she should have reported to the bank. They have a well-structured complaint.
Well, I think from the text, the person left the bank before realizing that it was fake note.
It becomes difficult for you to then find out whether the person actually is, has not also done something, so it's difficult.
Yeah, but while that is difficult, shouldn't the Bank of Ghana be investigating? Because the point is that if I walk into a bank and I'm giving money, at the back of my mind, I think that, the bank is the safest place to have money. And so I'd never think that I'll get, fake money, fake currency from the bank.
Winston, I do agree with you. And so that is why we check whether all counting machines have counterfeit detectors. But like I said, it takes two to tango. Once you have moved out of it will be very difficult.
Okay.
Otherwise, you also open the floodgates for all manner of people to come in with behaviors that might not also go well with the system.
We'll come back to this particular issue, but let's get back onto the phone lines now because Adjoa from Teshi is on the line. Good morning, Adjoa.
Hi, good morning, Winston. How are you doing?
I am fine, Adjoa. How about you?
By God's grace, I'm doing well. Thank you very much for this topic you are discussing, because sometimes we do not even know where to turn to when we find ourselves being not able to withdraw our money. I would like the Bank of Ghana board to find out what is happening in NBK Financial Services. I am one of their customers. I have been with them for 3-4 years. Lately, I want to withdraw my investment, and it's been 3 months. Every day, what I'm told is that we don't have the funds. We are waiting for the funds. I'm thinking that if they are in distress, they should let us know so that we know that that's what is happening, and other people who would want to invest would have to be cautioned, because I know a friend who has been following up since November to take her investment. So he should let us know if there's any problem. And I mean, we do not want to go down and begin to have drama all over the place, and the money is locked up. You cannot get the money. I mean, it can be very stressful. As we speak, I am highly frustrated because I am also indebted to somebody, and I need to honor that obligation, but I'm unable to. So I want to know what is happening in NBK Financial Institution.
Okay. Thank you very much, Adjoa, for joining us. David from Pokwasi, good morning. Hello, David. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, David. Go ahead.
Thank you very much for the good work you are doing, Wilson.
Thank you.
I have some few concerns.
Sure, go ahead.
We are always talking about this high default rate in Ghana. However, it looks as if Bank of Ghana is looking on, probably not doing their supervision work very well. If a good example, if you take a loan, now initially for early settlement, there's a 2% rate that you pay as punishment for doing the early settlement. Right now, how we say is that has been increased from 2 to 5. And so that discourages people from doing the early settlement because now the rate is gone up. I'm not too sure if Bank of Ghana knows even this. And again, I take a facility from the bank, say 10,000 cedis for 5 years. Every deduction is done monthly, and you have paid all the deductions for all the months. But 3 years down the line, you still have 9,000 CDs to pay. And so whether they are using compound interest or simple interest, whatever interest they are using, nobody knows. And that also discourages the individual from paying. Because if it's simple interest, 3 years or 5 years, you should be paying more than half. And so you should be left with less than half of the principal to pay, plus 5%. But again, last time this happened, I called the Bank of Ghana. I sent them a mail, actually. But what they told me was that maybe that was written in the contract. So that contract, which is that small that nobody can read, even if people can read,
okay,
in the heat of it, I'm not too sure how many people will have the time to read that. So Bank of Ghana should actually sit up.
All right.
They should sit up and stand in for the poor Ghanaian. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, David from Pokwase. Let's get to Wenchi, where Poncho is. Poncho, good morning. Hello, Poncho. Good morning.
Okay, good morning. How are you?
I am fine. How about you?
I'm good. I'm doing good.
Great. Go ahead.
Okay, my question is, what are the qualifications for the microfinance? That's my question.
Could you clarify that question?
The qualifications before you get to the maybe you get microfinance. To be a microfinance, what are the qualifications?
Okay.
How will you get me?
I get you.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Poncho. Owusu from Adenta. Good morning.
Morning, Wilson. How are you, sir?
I am fine, Owusu. How about you?
I'm fine by the grace of God.
Go ahead.
I don't have money in my pocket, even though I've worked for it.
Oh, why?
It has been locked up. The receiver keeps telling us that he has paid 95 or 98%, as another caller made us to understand. But yesterday, after your program, my investigations told me that those monies are those that they have invested into bonds for us to obtain after 5 years. That those monies haven't come to us, because I know First Allied Bank has more than 200 customers. Not one single of them has been paid from Kumasi. My second issue too was that I also made some investment with Das Capital at Asalam Down under Fund Management SEC. That company wasn't declared insolvent. I have my monies locked up with them for over 1 year now. Nobody is telling me anything. I'm not getting any payment. That bank has not. That fund management company has also not been revoked. Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us also in Adenta. Betty is in Tema. Good morning, Betty.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, Betty, go ahead.
Yeah, please. Somewhere last year,
yes, Betty, we're listening.
Yes, last year, I had some money on my wallet, and somebody called me. I have MTN wallet, so somebody called me and said he has sent me 100 CDs. In fact, I have been hearing this announcement every time, and you are even insult people. Why should you give your number to people to take your money? But this time around, the boy called, and surely there was this message that, oh, you have received so and so from this wallet. I said, oh. So when you called, I said, I will send it back to you. I didn't check my balance, and then I sent the money. Then all of a sudden, when I was sending, I saw a message again that they have blocked my PIN. So I quickly called the guy. I said, hey, please, I've sent your money, but MTN has blocked my PIN. He said, yeah, that's why I'm also trying to call you. He used another line. And he said, I'm from MTN, and I'm trying to connect you. I'm trying to help you so that you unblock your PIN. I said, okay, that's fine. And he went ahead and was giving. But in fact, something, I should have known this, but something just struck me. So I asked him, what are you speaking to? And he said, oh, yeah, because they cannot express themselves. So we are trying to help you people so that you can access, okay. And I went ahead. And he said, do this, do that, do that. And then before I realized, my money had gone, 2,000 from my wallet. And then I immediately went to Osu. I work in the ministry, so I went to Osu MTN branch. When I went there, they couldn't tell me anything better. So I had to go. They asked me to go to police station and report. I went and reported the case. And the CID, they advised me what to do next. So we started the process. But I wasn't seeing anything. So I said, no, let me go to the head office. I went to Rage. And fortunately for me, I met a lady, very nice lady. She said, when I told her my predicament, she said, wow. She went inside their system and she realized the money was transferred to a bank account, straight to commercial bank account. So I said, oh, madam, but this one, we cannot do anything unless you go to police station and report so that they send a request or something. I said, okay. So I went to the CID and told him all this. In fact, since the money was sent to bank account, a lady's name, they could have just tracked this for me.
Yeah.
But MTN, after everything, I paid a lot to the policeman, and he also did his best. He went to the NIA all over to the MTN back again. And then MTN told him even the name he used to register or the ID card does not even exist. You see, so they are not telling us the truth. They are not disclosing the right information to the policeman. So I realized it was a cheat, because the girl had not told me that, oh, they transferred it to the bank. Now you can transfer money from your wallet to your bank.
Exactly.
So that is what they did. So MTN could have just traced this. We go to bank, commercial bank, and then we block the account. But they couldn't help. They didn't disclose this message to the policeman, and then I have to leave it.
So you lost the money?
Yeah, I lost the money.
We'll get Dr. Franz.
They insulted me. That way a business man when in the whole Jimmy Pa. That is what. And when you go to MTN, they will not do anything for you. That's what they told me.
Really? We'll get Dr. Franz to address this particular issue. But Stephen will be our last caller for this particular batch of calls. Stephen, good morning.
Good morning, Wilson. How are you?
I am fine, Stephen. How about you?
By His grace, I'm also doing well.
Great, go ahead.
Yeah. Answers given by Doc to the unpaid funds by the receiver. It has really compounded my frustration. I don't get it well. Doc has said that once there is an institution set up to see to those issues, they don't have much to do about them. I believe Bank of Ghana supersedes every financial institution in this country, and the receivers are not above them. So whatever is going on there, the people are complaining. The president has come out to say that they are paid about 94 or 98% of the locked funds, and people are complaining that they are not receiving any of that. I had a friend who has about 1.9 million Ghana cedis, one of these financial institutions, and they called her to come for 100,000 Ghana cedis. She refused. They call her again that if she needed the money, then they are going to pay her half of the money, and that should be the end of the story. She also refused. Now they are telling her that they are sending the money to bonds for 5 years, no interest. How can somebody money be taken to a bond for 5 years, no interest? And you said you are imputing that one to be a paid off for the person to accept. I just don't get it. So if Doc can give us any better explanation of that.
Okay.
Putting somebody's money into a fund for 5 years, into bond for 5 years without interest, doesn't make really. I mean, I don't want to use any word, but doesn't make any business sense over here.
Okay. Don't use that word. Thank you very much, Steve. We'll get Doc to address these questions. But before we do, let's go for these few messages here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. And since many of you are, actually raising issues also about locked up funds, we'll get some reactions on that for you. We'll be right back after these messages.
Because the greatest things are born from the smallest of thoughts. Just as your seeds in a rich soil grow to become trees that bear fruits, the Agricultural Development Bank, ADB, helps you sow, invest, nurture, and grow your personal and business plans by serving you with years of banking ingenuity and experience in agribusiness, corporate and commercial banking, consumer finance, e-banking, and many more through our network branches across the country. Whatever the culture, whatever the dream, we grow with you. Call us today on 0302-210-210 or visit www.agricbank.com. ADB, truly agric and more.
Mr. Bossman, with all these computers, servers, and electronic equipment, I know they see one cable for the floor crack.
Charlie, you be right too. We dey use raised access floors from Interface, so all the cables they hide under the raised access floors. So
this be the solution to the plenty cables where they my computer room for office. Accountant, call Interface now.
If you're involved in new property development, renovation, or decoration, the right place for you is Interface Limited. Call us on 0274-999999 or visit our website at www.interfacelimited.com.
The European domestic football action is heading for a big finish as the 2020 UEFA Champions League takes center stage. It's all on the line as Man City, PSG, Barcelona, Juventus, Bayern Munich, and Real Madrid face off in an action-packed mini-tournament. Catch it live on SuperSport from the 7th of August. Get DSTV and find out who will be crowned champions of Europe.
Oh my goodness, you cannot write the script for this. This is unbelievable stuff.
The world is changing every day. The way we communicate has changed. But what we feel hasn't. Toys have changed. Kids haven't. The way we invest has changed. Why we invest hasn't. The way we learn has changed. But the reason why we learn hasn't. In 175 years, through every generation, we've learned that times change, but what matters never will. Old Mutual, 175 years of doing great things. Old Mutual Life Assurance Company is a licensed FSP.
We can only fight a common enemy with a common front. Unity, they say, is strength. That is why the Ghana COVID-19 Private Sector Fund campaign calls on you and you and you to welcome recovered COVID-19 patients, frontline workers, and their families with love and not discriminate against them. With every recovered patient, we are close to winning the war against COVID-19. Recovered COVID-19 patients cannot infect other people. So let's show love to them and appreciate the health workers. Say no to stigmatization and say yes to love and care. Rejection and depression kills faster than coronavirus. Let's reach out in love and accept them. They deserve it even more in these trying times. End the stigma. Let love lead. This campaign is proudly brought to you by Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, Ghana Psychological Association, National Commission for Civic Education, Ghana Medical Association, and Global Media Alliance.
Wait, what's going on? What's with all the excitement?
Jackie, did you see Mark's place or was it just me? I mean, did you see the decor of this guy's home and his home office? That is enough evidence of his high performance even in this work from home season. Look, have you ever received healing from just using a good chair? It's a miracle.
Oh, wow, didn't you know? He actually got everything from Orca Deco, and it's not just that. It is so affordable.
Jackie, so you knew and you didn't tell me? I'm going to Orca Deco now. Locate Orca Deco showrooms in Accra off the Spinters Road, Kumasi opposite Breweries. Orca Deco. Best value, best price.
Anywhere you did, some big dead out.
Akosia, I'm awful. I have to go and deposit today's sales and buy some things before I get home.
Okay, but deposit money at this time. It's past 6 p.m. Which bank is so open?
My daily sales always goes to Stanbic Bank no matter when I close. Hey. Even without my debit card, I can still deposit my money at a Stanbic ATM anytime. Stanbic literally follows me everywhere.
Hey, wow. That's good, though. Me, when I close late, I have to carry the cash on me home with all the risk. Hey. Sometimes even when I hear mosquitoes making noise in my ears, I it's my heart. I wake up to see if the money is still there.
Akosia, don't make me laugh.
I said that you are laughing. I'm serious, laugh.
Imagine all the 1001 ways you can bank safely without leaving your home or office. If you need any help, send us a message on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at Stanbic Bank GH. Stanbic Bank. It can be.
What would you do if you have the choice to do anything in life? Build your dream house, take very good care of your family, and plan for a comfortable retirement. Plan a befitting funeral for your loved ones when they depart. How would you live if you knew there was a friend waiting to support you on all of your life's choices?
You have such a friend in Glyco Life Insurance.
GlycoLife has all the plans to meet your life's needs. Your child's education, your life savings, your mortgage, funerals, redundancy, and your retirement, and takes the burden off your shoulders. So go ahead and live life to the fullest today with GlycoLife insurance plans. And remember that all our policies are hedged against inflation. Talk to GlycoLife on 0302 218 500 or 246 142. Also visit our website at www.glycolife.com or any of our branches nationwide for more information.
GlycoLife, we cushion you for life.
Glyco, we cushion you for life.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Sikasem. That's Daddy Luma with Sikasem. And of course, this morning we're talking about our money. You can also join us on Twitter using the hashtag JoySMS. I see lots of your tweets. I'll be sharing them also. But haven't you missed how things used to be? Going to concerts to watch your favorite artists do their things live. Being able to give that random supporter a high five when your favorite team scores that 90th minute equalizer. It will be nice being able to hug our kids the moment we get home and not after a 30-minute shower. But these restrictions don't have to be with us forever. It's up to us to work towards getting it back. Do the right thing, wear a mask, observe physical distancing, and other COVID-19 safety protocols so we can all help stop the spread. Then things would get back to how we want them to be. It's up to us. And so for more information, visit www.covid.hqafrica.com. And this message is brought to you by Joy FM in partnership with MasterCard Foundation. And text messages on the Super Morning Show is brought to you by the Glyco Critical Illness Plan, GSIP, it's in your best interest to survive. And GCB Bank, your bank for life. At GlycoLife, we believe this is the time to protect your future with our life insurance policies. And our products are designed to offer you peace of mind, especially in this COVID-19 era. So to our policyholders, your claims are very important to us, and we advise you to visit our offices at GlycoLife or the website www.glycolife.com to lodge your claims for prompt service. We're surviving COVID-19 together, so please pay your premiums via your chosen mode of payment or by Momo on 059-1441473 or by e-premium for microinsurance to safeguard our policies. Our call center team is also ready to support you, so call us on 0202-22113 for assistance or contact us via our digital channels. We care for your safety, so all our offices are implementing the Ghana Health Service recommended COVID-19 protocols. Please practice social distancing, keep safe, and trust GlycoLife to cushion you for life. So they come in different shapes and names. You've seen the rest, but we bring you the best. Kingdom Books and Stationery, your trusted partner, has just taken delivery of high-quality medical-grade infrared thermometer that's temperature gun for sale to the public. And the features include precise non-contact measurements, automatic data hold or auto power off, backlight LCD display, set alarm value, and many more. For bulk purchase, contact Kingdom Books and Stationery on 0501-401-050 or 0244-311-955. You can also walk into any of our shops located across the country or visit our head office located at Osu Ako Eje Junction. Right, so we're getting into our conversation. And we still have Dr. Joseph Franz, who's head of the Financial Stability Department of the Bank of Ghana, with us. We're talking about bank fraud and mobile money fraud and how, your concerns can be addressed, and he's addressing all of them. So, Dr. Franz, let's get to our questions again. And Adjoa was complaining about NDK Financial Services. She says her money locked up.
Okay, thank you, Adjoa. We will pick the details if you can send it to us, and we'll investigate and facilitate resolution of that.
Okay, but David from Pukwasi also complains about the fact that, look, early settlement of loans, he says normally the charge is 2%, but now the banks are increasing it to 5%, and he's asking whether the Bank of Ghana is aware.
Well, per our guidelines, early settlement of loans should not go 0.25%.
Really?
Yes, per our guidelines.
But it's 2%. The banks charge 2%.
Well, if it gets to our attention, then we'll address the issue. But per our guidelines, early settlement of loans should not go beyond. Product transparency guidelines is in the early settlement of loans should not go beyond 0.25%.
So then it's gotten to your attention now, and I can also tell you that that is the situation.
Well, when we go on site and some of these things come up, we sanction the banks. But it will also help if specific complaints are made to us. Then we take it up from there. Then we know the banks that are violating these guidelines. So we encourage the public to make complaints to us so that they will give us specifics, give us details. Then we'll take it up from there. Otherwise, we'll generalize. And if we are not careful, will affect all the banks.
Okay. So we hope you go through that for us. But Betty complained that she actually had someone sending her a message that says, "Oh, okay, so you won. I've sent you some money from mobile money," and then she checks. She sees a message like that. So she says, "I'll send you the money back." And while attempting to send the money, it says, your PIN has been blocked. This person calls again and says, "Oh, let me help you fix it." And by the time she realizes 2,000 cedis gone from her account, she's followed it up. She went to the office. She was told it had been transferred into a bank account. And up to today, she hasn't received her money.
Well, this we mentioned yesterday that is vision or making. That is why we educate the public. We go on this sensitization to educate the public. We also expect the institutions and the telcos to also do that. Adjoa shouldn't have picked that. He should have observed the protocol, the controls in there. However, Adjoa mentioned that the money, after investigating, realized that the money was transferred into a bank account. Once it goes into a bank account, then it means that those behind a bank account can be identified. So that is where I think that if proper investigation is done, then we can unearth the problem or get those behind that. So Adjoa should give specifics of this so that it can be properly investigated. If she can also give us details of this, then we can properly investigate the issue.
Okay. Then I think Adjoa should be getting in contact with you because she's talked about how she lost her 2,000 Ghana cedis.
Sure. She should send a mail to us, and that's all. I'll put out our mail again. This addresses that they can reach us. Okay.
So Steve has actually complained about the fact that we keep hearing we've paid this number of people, but many of them have still not received their monies. Isn't it about time the Bank of Ghana took an interest in this, because out there 95% payment and yet they haven't received anything?
Bank of Ghana has so much interest in this, and that is why probably Steve misconstrued me. Technically is between the receiver and the government, and government provides the money for payments of this. Bank of Ghana cares so much about customers, and so we facilitate it. We facilitate to see whether there are some bottlenecks in the payment so that these can be trashed out. And that is what we do. But technically, funds come from government to the receiver to get them paid. And so that is where I'm coming from. But we have so much interested in it, and that is why we even still encourage, even though we know that technically it's between the receiver, we still encourage complaints to us, and we mediate, and we get the receiver, and if there are inefficiencies that we both identify, then we remove them. So there should be expediency in payment, and that is all we go for.
Okay, we'll have to follow that particular issue because lots of people are complaining about, their locked up funds. We'll be activating the phone lines shortly again, but let's get to Facebook messages. And Joel Bright says, when are they paying our monies back? Since last year, they've made us fill forms and all the necessary documents had been submitted, awaiting their said calls up until now. And Charles Ako says, please, my question is, if a customer's details are forged to withdraw his or her money from his or her account, who loses here, the bank or the customer? Dr. Franz.
Yes, if a customer's details are forged, again, it is investigated. Was it the customer who probably compromised his security protocols, probably gave his number and all that to another person, a third party? If it turns out to be that, then of course the customer who has. But if it turns out that the customer has no hand in it, and the person also managed to pass through the security checks of the bank, then of course the bank comes in to pay. So it depends. It must be investigated to know whose fault it is and what happened before that money was paid out.
Okay, so Charles Osefrin says, please, can he brief us about NIB issues? Because we customers can't lose our money there. And he says, our salaries are locked up in this bank. Why? And he's saying the Bank of Ghana is quiet.
Well, I don't know about that. He's mentioned it, so I'll investigate from our office to know what is happening.
You would, okay. So we certainly would get back up. But let me get onto the phone lines because Dr. Richmond Chang, who's also been listening to the conversation and is now joining us on phone, he'll tell us what his take is also on all the issues that we've talked about here on the Super Morning Show. Dr. Chang, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning, sir.
Great. So you've been listening to the calls and you've been listening to the answers from Dr. Franz. What's your own take?
Well, I couldn't get what he was saying because the line dropped.
Okay, so he's been talking about, I've asked the question of whether there are any prosecutions, and he says yes, but he can't readily give the number. Let me start off from there and find out with you before we get to the payments, because some of our callers are actually complaining about they're not receiving money. But the bit about prosecutions, how important is it in curbing bank-related fraud?
It is a very critical point. It's one of the measures that would deter people. Unfortunately, in our country here, when it comes to prosecution, I don't know what's wrong with us. People have committed fraud. You have identified them. The law should take its own course. But unfortunately, these things delay. And once it delays, it doesn't deter. So in other jurisdictions like India, they've made it so rigorous that when they find out that you have committed the banking fraud, it takes less than six weeks to be prosecuted. Because if you don't have the prosecution success rate, then it means it's ordinary go-around. We go around and go around and go around. So I believe that it's not just about enforcement. People should be punished for their crimes so that others will know, especially the insiders, especially the staff who have colluded with some of these fraudsters. If it's not done very well, we're going to find them doing it here now and again. So I believe we need somebody in future. We need to come back in our report, at least give an indication where the success rate of prosecution has come, so that we can know that it is not one of those usual things that we say we are doing it. Because in this country, we are fan of we are doing it, and it never get done. Because once now you're thinking about even repaying the people, the bank refunding to them, they may not even prosecute them. But you see, if people are brought to book and face the full rigors of the law, maybe, my brother, maybe a time has come for us also to look at our criminal procedure, the criminal code. You know, this was 1963, if my memory serves me right. And we are using the same methodology to prosecute cybercrime. I mean, we are not a serious country. Because you see, in financial crimes and cybercrime, every nation has now designed a new law to deal with it. Because it's very difficult. It's very, very difficult. So I believe the reason why the slowness of it is that the rules of the justice is too slow. And we need to train the lawyers, we need to make courts available to deal with it. Because the more we get the results, the more it will deter those who are even planning to commit said crime.
Great. So you talk about coming out with a number of cases that have been prosecuted and making it public. But if it is done and not made public, does it hurt?
Well, how would we know? All that you come and tell us, you make your presentation, so many people were found, and so what? And so what? You see, the end point, those of you who have done chemistry, there is what we call titration, the end point. Where do we stand about these people who perpetuated this crime? And these are the numbers, at least. Don't mention them. Say 10 of them percentage has been prosecuted. I think those of us who are in the business, like some of us who follow the banking sector, will be very grateful. And we're very thankful that at least the education and the seminars we are holding, it's also helping people. So it's for those of us in it, we try to say that we have done this. We have done that, we have achieved this, so that people will get to know that the system is up and doing. So that is my take about it.
Great. But talking about information, now I'm just realizing from Dr. Franz that early settlement of loans, you're supposed to pay 0.25%. The practice out there is that you pay 2%. That's what I know. Now, someone has actually complained that is made to pay 5%. What does that tell you about communication and information sharing when it comes to our banking sector?
It's very sad. I mean, it's very sad when it comes to information sharing. It's very difficult. So everybody tends to do what he likes. But you see, if it's 0.25, early payments, early settlement, and the penalty is 0.25, I mean, it should cut across, and everybody, it should be named to those of us outside, those of us who are taking the loans, so that we can now say that, according to Bank of Ghana, we know that early settlement, I need to pay a penalty of 2.25%. Once the customer is not kept informed, right? The banks are in business to make money. Recently, Bank of Ghana came out that something transaction you shouldn't be charged. The banks were not even telling us how much they were charging for your accounts. One bank, I took my check, right? The same bank, I went to one of the branches. I cash it. You know they charge me. Then later I'll call them. I say, you charge me service fee. The same bank, you charge me service fee. And when I make a charge, I withdraw money somewhere, the same branch, you charge me. Then they say, oh, they are reversing. If I didn't know, if I'm one of those who didn't know, what will happen? They would have charged me double. So I say that information should not be kept to only the regulator. We should be made known to the public, so that some of us can even advise people that, look, they are not treating you fairly. Go. And especially now that Bank of Ghana has got a consumer regulatory session, which deals with this. Once they make it known, people can go and protest and get it resolved for them. But once they don't know the figures, as you're saying, some are charging 5% instead of 0.25%. Who knows? Me, I'm only hearing this through you. I didn't know it was 0.25%.
Oh, really? Anyway, that's the situation we're faced with now. But before you go, so there's been lots of concerns also about, locked up funds. Many persons calling and complaining about their locked up funds. Now, we're told 95% of it has been paid. But these persons are complaining, and some say in certain instances they've been, giving bonds of 5 years, so they have to wait for 5 years, or take 50% of your money. And the question on the minds of many people is, well, if we've spent 20 billion, how come people have still not been paid and they have monies converted into bonds?
My brother, it's a very interesting thing, because when you say that somebody is setting a bond and you say that if you discount 50%, I mean, the person has already lost 50% of the money. I mean, that itself is a defeatist strategy. If the money is made available, why are we giving bonds? If we are told you're spending 21 billion, why are people giving? Where did they factor the bonds into the 21 billion they were talking about, 20 billion? I mean, people should be very transparent. It's a very sad thing that you say that you're paying and then you go and give a bond. They are not the same. And the bond, you see, when you're doing a zero-rated bond, zero-rated bonds you are not supposed to charge. Zero-rated, when somebody wants to discount, you are not. It is never where. When it's an interest rate bond that you are discounting, you have to discount it by a figure. But you see, this is a zero-rated bond, then being discounted, and then you see the bank that is doing that, who gave him the power to discount it for 50%? I mean, look, we need to be very transparent about what we are doing. You see, all these things undermine the confidence of the industry. It undermines it. If people think it's a joke, people are now beginning to realize that I must keep my money somewhere. If I go into crisis, I take it, because nobody is going to discount the money 50% or 10% or 15%. I mean, and also they should tell us. I mean, people should information. I don't know what's wrong with us. Information doesn't come. So you hear 50%, you hear so and so percentage a bank is doing. Is the bank who appointed that bank? Is the regulator aware that he's doing 50% when zero-rated bonds are not supposed to be done that way? I mean, as if we are not investment bankers. We are not. It's never done anywhere. So for me, it is very sad. It is very sad, and it's very painful that people will say we have paid, and then people are holding. But when you take the bond to the market, you can't purchase anything with the bond. It's not cash. It's not cash. It's not cash. If it was even a treasury bill, then I can go and discount it. When they give me a bond that was 5-year maturity period, by the time we get there, the city would have depreciated by 50%. So the money I put in last 10 years will never be the same. All these factors should be calculated to see that do we keep the real value of money. So for me, I'm not happy about it. I've heard it, and I didn't want to talk about it. I'm just very happy that somebody is talking about it. It is not good. It is not good for the industry. It is not good for the industry. And it's not good for the investors. Because if somebody hears this, how would he bring his money in and then something goes wrong? When the president is saying they paid, and somebody is saying that we are giving you a bond. And it's not nice. I mean, I think we need to have all this information, debunk of political talks, and let us make it transparent and let people know what is happening so that we all know what is happening. Because one says we paid, one says is bond. They are discounting over a 5-year period. It is not interesting at all.
Right. Thank you very much, Dr. Richmond Etiahene, for joining us. He's a banking consultant. We're grateful to you. Let me get to Dr. Franz. We're wrapping up shortly, but so there's a message from one of our listeners. It says, so about 6 months now, we've been unable to honor. We've been unable to withdraw cash from bond savings and loans. It says even checks for amounts as low as 5,000 are not honored. The CEO tells us that they have some liquidity problems and are waiting for help from the Bank of Ghana. So the question is, if you finish the cleanup exercise, why are institutions still struggling? Dr. Franz.
Well, thank you very much. I think this is also something that we may have to investigate. I'm not aware that bond savings and loans is not being able to pay. I think the person can help us if he can give us more details. But we'll investigate on our own to find out whether indeed bonds have liquidity problems. If the CEO indeed has mentioned to such a person, customer, that they have liquidity problem, we'll investigate that.
Okay. But even as you investigate that, I mean, Dr. Etiahene has raised some few concerns about education and information flow, because in many of the instances, he wasn't even aware. I mean, I have had to pay an early settlement of 2% before. Let me just be honest here. I've paid 2% before. So when you said 0.25%, I was shocked, which means that a lot of things are not known to us. But as a bank, I mean, as in Bank of Ghana, regular, do you have a desk for bank-related fraud, which actually supervises all of it and ensures that they follow up to ensure the right things are done?
Sure. I mentioned yesterday that we have conduct examination office that we go around on-site examination. We have off-site examination and we have on-site examination, and we check the conduct of banks. We have two guidelines, one for conduct and the other for what do you call it? Recourse mechanism.
Okay.
You know, so we have two guidelines. Maybe I'll mention them: disclosure and product transparency rules and credit products for credit products, and we have consumer recourse mechanism guidelines for financial services. So these actually guide complaints, and the other also looks at transparency in the banking industry. We have this at the website of the central bank, and we educate the public on this. I told you yesterday that we embark on even massive education, the security agencies all over the country, the police, the army, and all that. We also go to the markets and all that. We are going to do all this. We have these things at the website. We have it on the website of the Bank of Ghana, and it's public. It's public document, you know. So yes, we do what we can to let the public know, and it's one of the reasons why we are even here. We have TV programs that we mention all this. We embark on massive sensitization to mention all this, the rise of consumers and what they need to know and all that. We do all that.
Okay.
We've done that at the banking college. We've done that severally, you know. So, well, maybe feedback that I'm getting is that we are not there yet. We haven't had it to the public. So I think we will continue to do that and even do that more than we are doing.
All right, so
we encourage all and sundry to also go to our website and look at some of these guidelines that we publish.
All right, so we're wrapping up, and you know it's important for those who have concerns that couldn't reach us today. How do they get in touch with the Bank of Ghana to lodge these complaints?
To get to the Bank of Ghana, we mentioned that yesterday that you can get us at complaints.office@bog.gov.gh.
Okay.
Complaints.office, all lowercase, at bog.gov.gh. We also have TEL 0302 665 005. 0302 665 005. You can also reach us on WhatsApp 059 691 2354. 059 691 2354 or 050 150 2270. 050 150 2270. Well, you can also walk into the 7th floor of the City House, which we discourage for now because of COVID. But unless it's very, very necessary,
okay,
you can walk in there. So these are the numbers that you can reach us. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Joseph Franz, for joining us this morning here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7. We're grateful that you made time to be with us yesterday as well as today to address all the concerns from our listeners.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set.